My name is Tom Coleman. I'm a financial economist with a real passion for ending extreme poverty. I spent 20 years working at the Chicago Board of Trade designing new products. In the time that I was there, I learned about another financial innovation, microfinance, a tool that uses financial services to help the poorest to leave poverty. For the last 15 years, I've done microfinance consulting with a focus on how microfinance can do the most to help the poorest people in the world. The landscape of poverty has changed dramatically in the last couple decades. In 1970, extreme poverty accounted for 90% of the people in China and 90% of the people in India. Today, it's less than 15% extreme poor in China, less than 30% extreme poor in India. A large part of the world has begun to enter the global middle class, a group of people who in many cases are still poor, but who now have opportunities to grow their incomes and develop better lives. There's still 1.4 billion people living in extreme poverty on less than $1.25 a day, who are being overlooked and left out and left behind as the global landscape changes. People who still don't have access to clean water, don't have access to sanitation. Their children die at the rate of 10 million a year. And the main solution that's been offered for them, where there's a solution at all, has primarily been aid. It's primarily been charity. It's feed a child for a day. It's food relief in a famine. And while this is a great way to save lives, and charity is something we should certainly all support, it's not a long-term solution. It's not a chance for people to feed their own children and have the dignity to take care of themselves for the long term. Microfinance offers that opportunity. Often microfinance has moved more in the direction of serving the rising global middle class and less towards serving the extreme poor. And so I've created the Bottom Billion Fund to stimulate that part of microfinance to do more, to serve bottom billion people, to do that well, to provide the kind of support, the kind of specialized products that are needed, whether that be smaller savings products, whether it be limited credit approaches, whether it be more attention to client-centered services. So we're talking about something new today. We're talking about asking your help to serve bottom billion people specifically. There are great opportunities to help feed a child for a day, and those are good things, and keep doing those by all means. And there are opportunities to serve the entire global middle class with microfinance services, and that's great work too. But what we're doing is something different. If you want to serve bottom billion people and help them find a long-term solution where they can feed their own children, where they're able to increase their incomes and improve their lives by leveraging their own skills with microfinance services, the Bottom Billion Fund is a place where you can make your donations. Any donations you give to the Bottom Billion Fund will be specifically focused on bottom billion people. Your donations will be lent, not spent. They'll become part of our permanent loan capital, and they will enable us to lend the money over and over again with documented evidence that these bottom billion people are being helped, being served effectively by microfinance until extreme poverty is history. Thank you so much for your attention and your interest. Your donations are enormously appreciated. Your participation at any level and your sharing of this message with others will help us move forward in the quest to end extreme poverty in our lifetime. Thank you.